Well, hello everybody. We got this little sword here we got to work on. You can see the rust and the grinding marks on it, and someone welded a boat on it. Yeah, I know it ain't supposed to be because these parts are supposed to slide off. So somebody's broke it before and they stuck a boat on it and welded it up, and nothing's fitting right. So we're going to grind that down a little more, and I got to looking at it and I found a crack in it. So I ground it off a little bit, and if you look right there, there's a hole in the top, and right where my thumb's at, there's a crack. Well, that crack goes pretty deep from what I can guess. So sitting there looking at it and thinking about it and just kind of twisting it around in my head, I decided to switch it over and look at the other side real good. Now you see right there, there is another crack, just opposite of it. So the weld temperature on this thing was not right, and I don't think they cleaned it up real good. But I'm going to do it. I don't like that, and I ain't going to let it out of the shop like that. So we're taking a look at the pommel. Now folks, the hole's off center. It's not in the middle, and the tapping on it's not that good, where they tap the threads. They made it to fit that sucker I just pointed out right there crooked. Now, they did a little extra work, but there's no sense in that. You need it where that will slide off when you're assembling it. So if he wasn't ever going to take it apart, I reckon he was thinking, man, ain't going to hurt nothing. Alright, now we're looking at the scabbard. And some of y'all don't know what a scabbard is. We'll just call it a sheath. Now, I think this thing was made in Pakistan because it's got some good leather to it, but it's got rubber instead of leather. And it's well sewed, and it seems to be well put together. But we're going to shine it up and clean it real good and make sure the thread's good on it. And I'm going to take it and clean it up real good. So we'll make it work for him. Make it where you want to bring me back something else to work on for him, because I like doing these little projects. Now that belt that you see to the left there, I tried it on it didn't do nothing. So I'm sticking it on the stone, and I'm going to dig on it a little. Now, this thing has three different metals. It has the metal that's the sword, which I believe is 5160. Then we have the boat, which is a high-tempered steel. And then we got, I don't know what he used, but it is hard. And it's not really welding that good. The weld just different. Now if you watch when I'm doing that, you'll see that the sparks change when I hit that spot where it's welded. And the idea is to flatten it all the way down to make it where those parts will slide off. Now once them parts slide off, we're home free. I really get to work on it then. But I'm going to grind it down, and if this thing don't hurry up, I'm going to get a little impatient with it and go to the grinder. And I got a 7.5 sitting on the side, and I'm ready to use it. This thing just getting on my nerves a little bit. It ain't doing what I want it to do. And I reckon that might be because of the type of steel that they used in the welding. But I'm going to get it off. Now if you notice, I sped up the film a little bit. I don't want to aggravate you too much and bore you. So we're using the 7.5 on it now, and I'm going to make this sucker flat all the way across. And then when I get it out of there, I'm going to grind it some more and clean up where the weld goes and the piece goes. And I've got a feeling this thing's going to fall apart. And to be honest with you, knowing what happened in the future, it does. It does fall off. The weld just didn't penetrate. And when I cleaned it up, it made a mess. But that's part of working on it, right? So here we go. We're going to clean this thing up a little bit more once I can get that part off of there. Now, most of the pieces that you see that I took off, I'm going to end up having to rebuild them, make new ones. Just got no choice on it. I mean, once I straighten this stuff up, they're not going to fit right no more. And the man, he's wanting an oak handle. Well, I got some oak, and I got some red oak. I think it looked good with red oak. So we're through with the grinding, and we're going to get ready for the next part of it. So y'all hang around a few minutes, all right?
Shot, and then of course I forgot to turn the camera on, so you missed a lot of it. But what we done, the other side is now welded and closed up. When I first started, it came completely apart. But now we're going to work on running a bead down through here and letting it overlap on each side, so that when I grind this back down, I got a thick layer on it, and I got it cleaned on both sides, and all these little indentions and cracks in it where it can't break. And we're going to test the living crap out of it before we turn it back over to the people. And I got to find my welding element. So on the other side. So cover your eyes, folks. This can get a little messy. Right in there is where we gotta go. Now I got the speed of the wire up just a little high because I want to layer it on there. And I'm trying to go over the sides. Because if you see right there, that's where it was, something just wasn't in there. So I'm going to end up going back down it a little bit and straightening it up. But it'll be welded completely through and through. So we're going to let that sit there just a minute. And when I turn it back on, we'll be over there at the grinder. All right, folks, we're back. What we're going to do is take this bad boy. Let's see if I can stick it down here and show you. Now I've layered it heavy. And I'm going to wire brush it real quick before we do the video, but I've layered it hard, and now I'm going to grind it down. And I'm literally building it up. All these places where that other welder welded and it's come loose. We're gonna see if we can fix this. So let me grind it and I'll be right back. Basically the same thing on this. It's not a crack. Come on, hand. Do what I want you to do. First I thought that was a crack right there, but it's not. It's just where the well kind of moved down a little bit, but it got it all the way up in there. So we're good. So now it's loose from the vise. It's not a crack. So that's all I care about. Build up. So
It's a dip in the mouth, but it's not a crack.
not exposing nothing, so. So, thought that was a crack, but that's just build up and that's some slag down right in there. And over here, that ain't a crack. So I'm happy. Put some good build up on it. In this area here, I had the temperature higher to make the penetration where it broke off more or less. The guy didn't weld it. So I got build up on it, got it cleaned down. I've tested it for cracks, and that's what you boys are looking for. Now, you want that right there like that a little bit. We may have to file it some more to get that hand guard on it, but it'll be all right.